If your eye causes you to sin, pluck it out. Last night, before going to bed, I had a bug in my eye, and I had taken it out. And I was more or less satisfied till, uh, well, when I more or less satisfied till I was about to go to bed, and I noticed that it didn't seem to be quite right. It didn't seem to be quite, but I still had the doubt. I was like, well, maybe it is. Maybe I did get it out. Maybe it's just a scratch I have from taking out the insect that was in my eye. And I found out around 3 o'clock in the morning that my eye was just a ball of like pus and like puffiness. And I thought about, waking up Father Luke or Brother Sam, and I decided not to. I figured it wasn't worth it. I mean, I'll be fine. I mean, I knew it wasn't fine, and it wasn't gonna be fine. I did go to the look at a mirror, and I was trying to like see if I could see anything. You look one way, and as you look that way, you can no longer see your eye. And then you look the other way, and you can't see your eye anymore. So it wasn't working very well. I knew that at least I was quite sure that my eyelashes were not the problem. I was like checking to make sure my eyelashes were not inside my eye. And I was noticing that there was also normally your eyes give tears. My left eye was giving me like pus. It's just like a thicker tear. It's pretty disgusting. I was like, yeah, something's wrong. I understood that something was wrong with my eye. And Father Luke woke up before the rest of the brothers this morning to visit a sick man. It wasn't me, a different sick man. And I asked him, Father Luke, do you see anything? Is there anything wrong with my eye? When I walked downstairs, he wasn't expecting anyone to be up. I scared him. He got he had one of those like jump moments. He's like, and I was like, no, it's okay. It's nothing, just my eye. He's like, oh, okay. So he looked at my eye. We didn't see anything. Thanks be to God, this morning, I found Brother Sam right before breakfast, and I said, Brother Sam, I've my eye's messed up. Father Luke had even told me, look, if it doesn't get better, you have to go to the doctor. So I told Brother Sam the same thing. Look, Brother Sam, I looked at my eye, couldn't find anything. I took something out of it. Yesterday, Father Luke looked at it this morning at early in the morning. I don't know what time it was, but it was quite early. And we weren't able to find. So he says, let me see. And as I look at him, he sees like something big. Said to me, yeah, it's something there. So I didn't see anything. And then he told me to put a bucket. He told me to get a big thing of water and to like blink my eye within the bucket. And it worked. Thanks be to God. The other half of what must have been a pretty big insect came out. And it was a moment of joy and a moment of relief because I didn't have to spend the day in the hospital, which also changes plans quite drastically. What I didn't know when I had this whole experience is that today's gospel has to do with eyeballs. Jesus says in the gospel, if your eye causes you to sin, pluck it out. This actually, hits home for me today because, well, I've had an eye problem precisely today. And it's amazing to think that Jesus says it's better to lose your eye. Today, I literally couldn't open my eye. I made this. I actually couldn't even open my other eye because my left eye was giving me so much problems. And it's you kind of like take, oh yeah, if your eye caused you to sin, pluck it out. And you're like, oh, that's nice. And it's like, no, that's actually really painful. Like even having something in your eye and not being able to see and not being able to open your eyes is really is not a good experience. It's actually quite annoying. But Jesus didn't just say like, let your eye, like he doesn't just say like, keep the bug in your eye. Which, think about it, would be pretty bad. Like Jesus says like, if your eye causes you to sin, let the bug stay there. Just like keep the bug there. He doesn't say that. He says, pluck out your eye. Like the type of like nerve to like pluck out your eye is a lot. It shows like how radical that position is. And it shows this should be, I see also, and this is all this has to do also with the gift. Because whenever stuff happens to us, the Lord is asking us not only to open the scriptures, which is the gift of understanding, it's also the gift of knowledge. The gift of knowledge is what permits us to see the things of this earth, the experiences that we have, whether it be having a bug in your eye, or whatever the experience be, to see it in the light of the things of heaven. In other words, to see it in as much as it pertains to God. So here, what I'm experiencing is how important it is to have purity of heart, and to think that it's worth it, well worth it, to lose one's eye. It's better to lose one's eye than to go to hell. Much better. It'd be much better to go to hell than to lose. It'd be much better to lose one's eye than to go to hell. Hopefully this reflection and this reality that's happened to me might also serve others to hate impurity and to hate whatever sin happens to make one go closer to hell. I have my Bible, and in the Bible I've put precisely in this section of it a little, what is this, a 3-inch, 100 millimeter piece of paper that's a quote from a young man who sent me a letter, and on the letter it says, this is the PS note of the letter, it says, I forgot to tell you that I broke my mobile phone with a rock, and that has helped me much. Now I have a dumb phone. We put with exclamation marks. Now I have a dumb phone. And I put, that's where this little quote is, I put this quote precisely in the section of the Bible in the Gospel of Matthew, where it says, if your eye causes you to sin, pluck it off. Because nowadays, many people, they don't need so much to pluck out their eyes as to break their phone with a rock, like this young man did so well. And it's beautiful that he says, what was the words he said? It's helped me many times. In other words, thinking back, I broke my phone to be free. I'm not going back to this. I've already broken my phone. I'm not going back to this. It's that phrase, it reminds me also of that, although I didn't put it in that section, I put it in this section. For your eye cause you to sin, pluck it off. But it reminds me also of that quote from St. Paul, who says that those who pertain to Christ have crucified the body with its passions and desires. In other words, one has done precisely, in other words, I can't go back to it. Like, it's helped me many times because I've already plucked out my eye, I've already broken my phone. So once one has had that type of pain, they're not willing to go back to it. And it doesn't mean you can't go back to it, like the dog can go back to the vomit, sadly. But it's a huge step. So we can, as we continue with this holy sacrifice of the Mass, we're going to offer it up, especially for all those who are suffering from those addictions, whether it be with the phone or whether it be with any other sin, that the Lord might grant them freedom and the grace to break whatever is holding them back, even if it be their own eye, as the Lord understands it. Amen.